Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hope everybody's having a good one today. Let's see who we got hanging out with us here. Got Big D's in the house. Quaint little Brooklyn. I don't think you've used that one before, Dave. All righty, 69 this afternoon. Sounds good. Steve Gronsky's in the house. Early start due to text at 0530. Hope it was a good text. Good morning, Steve. Troy Pritchard's in the house. Hope you're doing well, Troy. Jesse from JJ's Woodshop. How you doing, Jesse? Larry Galt. Morning, folks. Late hurricane season. When is it going to end? It is 2020, Larry. So, going to end soon, I'm sure. Jesse says, hopefully this will be the last one. He's probably talking about the coffee sessions. Paul Stewart, good morning, Paul. Steve in Toronto, good morning. Keeping a close eye on the hurricane, yep. Mike Reynolds in the house, 53 going to 79. All right. Clyde CNC, good morning, everyone, he says. How you doing, Clyde? Kevin Hales, good morning. Or afternoon, I guess, where you're at. Gary Hammett, Wood Creations, good morning, sir. Wilson Rubottom, good morning. Bob Sims, how you doing? Afternoon from the UK. Good to see you, Bob. Doc Whitaker's in the house. How you doing, Doc? Dave Mack says, morning walk with Jax, 52, high of 85. 42nd anniversary today. Well, happy anniversary. Congratulations. That's quite an achievement these days. Well done, sir. Earl Walker's here. 41 going to 64. Thumbs up. Thank you. I appreciate it. We got 4 of them over there, looks like. Appreciate the thumbs up. Official hurricane season goes through November. Yeah. Yep, it does. So, how many of y'all watched the vice presidential debates last night? Yeah, me neither. I didn't watch them at all. And I don't think I missed much from what I can tell. Brian Rockwell, morning all. Been a while. Work has been getting in the way. Well, welcome back, Brian. Glad you made it to this coffee sessions anyway. Yeah, we've you know the old saying when you have celebrities or famous people pass away, that always heard it happens in threes. Well, we've had the loss of Eddie Van Halen day before yesterday, and then yesterday we lost Johnny Nash, which the guy that did the I Can See Clearly Now, really, I guess probably a one-hit wonder. I don't know if he had other stuff or not. But that's the song everybody knows him for. He passed away yesterday. But he was like 80 years old, I think. And Eddie Van Halen was 65. So, man, makes you feel old. Hard times coming. Gary said he watched it. Did you watch all of it, Gary, or because just a couple of minutes don't count. Because I did actually flip over there. I was watching Two Tone Murphy. I know you don't know who that is, but I was watching a live stream by Two Tone Murphy, and it ended. And it was already about I don't know, probably 9:10 or 9:15. So they were already going. And I flipped it over there, and I literally watched about 10 seconds of it and thought, no, I don't think so. So I just say I didn't watch any of it because 10 seconds doesn't really count. I watch commercials longer than that. Dave said, my wife and I knew each other for 2.5 months when we got married. Well, yeah, but you've been getting to know each other for 42 years now. So that's pretty cool. Gary said he watched all of it. Okay, good for you. Good for you. Hey, Tim Halcom's here. How you doing, Tim? Good to see you this morning. Larry says, nope, too biased, too dense. Well, yeah, I don't know what would make you say that just because the moderator was writing a book about Nancy Pelosi that's due out next year. It doesn't really matter anyway. I don't think anybody's going to change anybody's mind. Maybe a few, but I don't see much point, or much need for it at this point. But yeah, it's another beautiful day. I got to thinking the other day. I thought, I wonder how long it's been since it's rained, because we haven't had any rain here for a while. And the weather lady reminded me that today will probably be our last day without rain, and I guess we've been going about a week now without rain. And we'll get some of the remnants of Delta, which I can't complain about because we need the rain, and plus it's not going to be nothing like what some other folks have to deal with, the rough stuff. Because it looks like it could be bad. When I watched this morning, the lady said it was a Cat 2, and they're not sure whether it will be a Cat 2 or it might be a Cat 3 by the time it hits, makes land in the U.S. So not good either way. Paul says, I think the fly stole the show. Yeah, if I saw, that's what everybody's talking about. The fly's getting more airtime today than anybody else when they show it, because it's all they're showing is Pence's head. I'm wondering if he flew in there and landed and got stuck, because it looks like Mike Pence kind of uses some Brill cream or something. I don't know what, but maybe he flew down there and got stuck, couldn't take off. And it's pretty obvious he didn't even know it was there. Let's see. Brian says 170 days without rain in southern Nevada. Holy cow. That's almost half a year. Yeah. Gary said he watched all of it, then go to different news outlets and see what they say you should think about. Yeah, you got to watch those so they can tell you, what everybody said, what they think everybody said. Like we're too stupid to make up our own mind about what we just heard. Yeah. Larry says he'll be next Tuesday. I will be in line to vote early. I might do that. I just don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. I might. I've done it before. And no matter which way I go, because if I go to vote on election day, it's probably less than 3 miles from me, a little church. Well, I say little, it's actually a big church. This way, back, where I'm pointing, back that way. And then if I go to vote early, it's in town, just off the square. And it's real close. It's probably 3 miles that way. So either way I go, it's really close. I can be there in a couple of minutes. So I haven't decided. I may go vote early. I will not be doing any kind of mail-in thing or the absentee thing that has to be made. I'm sorry, I just don't trust the mail thing now with all the stuff going on and some of the stuff they've reported. And I really feel unless you've got a special case, like you're in the service and you're overseas or something like that, you really should get your butt up and go vote, either early or on election day. I just don't see why you can't be, it's such an important thing to do. I don't know why some people just can't be bothered. They have to, they got to have something to mail in. That's just, I don't get that. Anyway, time will tell. Hey, I just got the notification that Dave's live on the coffee sessions. That's some good information to have right there. I was trying to get the button. I had some buttons on my Stream Deck working, and I hadn't used them in a long time. And it's to send, I was going to send a message to y'all because I saw y'all in the chat, and I couldn't get it to work. So asked me to sign in, and then when I went to sign in, it said, no, that's not the right password. I can never remember them damn passwords. So then I tell them to send me the thing. So they send me the text to get a verification code, and I put that in. Then they send me an email with another code, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Just forget it. Just forget it. I won't even do it. And I never did get it to work. Gary says, I go a few days after early starts and go mid-morning, never have a wait. Yeah, that's usually when I go too, because, like the coffee sessions is done at 9:30. So if I mess around and leave around 10, I always get in, whether it's voting early or voting in person on election day. Usually get right in, and within a few minutes, I'm out of there. And of course, one reason I'm in and out of there is I always try to, get a sample ballot. It's just like when I go grocery shopping or eat shopping of any kind. I know what I want. I go in, get it, and get out. So same thing with voting. I know who I want. Go in, vote, and get out. I don't understand people that can't make up their mind until they're standing in front of the voting machine and they're still going, what? Come on. If you haven't figured it out by then, just do this. Just pick something. Bob's got some kind of, what is this? On this day, John Hancock was born, the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence. He was the first person? I know he's the one that signed it real big because he wanted to make sure King George, was it King George? I think it was King George, could read it. So that's how that old expression, put your John Hancock on this paper. That's how that come about. Hey, look here, Bart Bixel snuck in. Good morning and happy Thursday, sessioneers. How you doing, Bart? Jesse says, I have a voting app on my phone. I can see ballots, my info stuff. Yeah, you can get a sample ballot on your phone. I can't see anything on this phone. My eyes are getting so bad. I've got to get over to the whatever that place is. What is it called? American Vision Works. I think that's what it's called, Vision Works. I got to get back over there and get another test done and see how much blinder I am than I was the last time I was over there. But it's getting to the point where I can't see much anything without my glasses. So that's why when you see me, I'll squint at these comments to make sure you're not saying something outrageous that I don't want to put on the screen. And then And then when I think it's cool, I click it, and then I can read that because that's plenty big. Wait until you see what's coming off the Gatton today. Well, I can't wait, Larry. I cannot wait. Just know it'll be something good if you're doing it for sure. Yeah, it's going to rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. No, yeah, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all weekend, and maybe Monday too. So I'm going to. I was going to go get plywood yesterday after the live stream I did at 3, but it just didn't happen. I got putting stuff up and doing some other stuff. Next thing I know, I'm like, now if I go over there now, everybody's getting off work and stuff, so I didn't go. So I'll go today and get all stocked up on it, and that way I'll be covered for the 3 days that it's going to rain. Bob says, by the way, I crashed my Cessna into the Eiffel Tower last night. Well, Bob, was that intentional or was it just an oops moment? I haven't flown by the Eiffel Tower. Does it look pretty good? I can't remember. Are you using 2020 or are you using a X-Fly or an older sim or what? I've been watching this. I get turned on to these other guys. You watch one person, and then they talk about another channel, and then I started watching this other channel. There's this guy. He's an Irish guy. And he does a lot of streams, and it's really cool the way he does it because they have that multiplayer function where other people, as long as he tells them what server he's on and what airport he's at, people will, okay, Bob's on the 2020. He says he's sure Microsoft moved it. Yeah, that's probably what it was. They probably moved it over in your way. Troy says, we're glad you're okay, Bob. Yeah. But anyway, this guy, he does these, like, what was the one he was doing last night? He called it, he's really funny anyway. He's freaking hilarious. He does some really good impressions that he does during his little sim flights. But he was flying, I can't remember what he called it. He says something about, I can't even remember. But anyway, he was flying. He took off in Greenville, South Carolina, flew to a real tricky place, Helen Falls or Helen Angels. What the heck was that thing? I can't remember anything. But anyway, someplace in Georgia where it had a real short, tricky runway to get to. And then what he does is he'll fly like little short trips, and his streams are like 2 or 3 hours long. So he'll fly like one leg, and then they'll get out and look around with the drone and stuff. Then they get back in the plane. They'll take off. They'll fly to another leg. Well, then when he gets ready for that last leg, he turns on multiplayer and all these other people. And I mean, he must have had 100 people flying with him because he'd be in his plane, and he'd have that outside camera, and he'd be just, he got it on autopilot stuff. He was in like a Mooney airplane. And then he'd take that camera and he'd swing it around behind him, and there would be just like a squadron of planes, all different kinds behind him. And then it's funny because what he'll do is when he gets to the last leg, he'll say, okay, now y'all hang back, lay back and circle around until I land. And then when I land, what he does is he lands and he pulls off the side of the runway, and then he gets his drone camera out and runs it back up and watches everybody else land. And then he turns on the name tags too. And so it says who they are. as they're coming down, and it's hilarious to watch. I realize now I'm not the worst pilot out there. I thought I was, but after seeing that, I'm like, nah, I'm not as bad as I think I am. Because there's some people coming upside down and bouncing and rolling down the runways and stuff. But yeah, really good. Two Tone Murphy. Uh, if you want to check him out, that's his channel. Let's see here. George made it. He said he's got a hall pass. How you doing, George? Jesse says, fly through the arc in Paris. I saw a stuntman do it, only inches each side of the wing. I would bet that Microsoft probably won't let you do it. It's probably like flying under a bridge. They have like the way it's modeled, it's not open underneath. So even though it's wide open or it looks wide open and you think you're going to do it, it'll crash you. And you have to start over. That would be my bet. Well, maybe we can get Bob to try it. You can try that, Bob. What kind of plane were you flying when you crashed into the, or when the Eiffel Tower moved over in front of you? I may try to. I've been flying that Cessna 152, which is a good beginner plane. They use them for training and stuff like that. But I might try to move up to something just a little different, one that has autopilot. Because some of the flights I want to do, it'd be nice to be able to set up the thing and just hit the autopilot button. But the 152 doesn't have that. So I'm getting all kinds of emails here. Why do they wait until now to send me emails? Stupid junk mail. Cessna 152. Okay, yeah, that's a good little plane. I like doing it, flying that one. Like I said, the only thing, it doesn't have the autopilot. But I found that if I'm going, pretty good ways, like if I can get it trimmed out and have the live weather turned off, it flies pretty good. You don't have to worry about. I've got up and gone outside and let the dogs out and stuff like that, and come back and it's still flying. If you get it trimmed out good. Jesse says, I used to play GTA. They have a challenge, fly under bridges. Okay. GTA. What is that? Is that like the only thing I think of is GTA is like Grand Theft Auto, and wasn't that a video game? Yeah. I don't know. Well, it's mighty quiet here in the chat, and it's quiet here except for Big Jack down here. Surprised you can't hear him. Rocky headed back to the sofa. He was on the sofa, looked really comfortable, and then I walked in there to get my coffee like I do every day at 5 till 9. And he jumped down and came back in there, but then I think he took off. Grand Theft Auto, okay. All righty. Larry says, are they using GPS now? When I flew, you followed and Omni Tower. Yeah, they have a GPS thing on them now too. If you want to use that. Hey, there's Wild Bill Larson. How you doing, Bill? Good to see you. Must have been out on the patio with a cigar and a cup of coffee. Hope all is well in Plainfield. Um, I flew over Plainfield the other day. Saw somebody's house that I know. it's it's cool. It's cool to go find people's houses. I would never do it when I'm online or something to, you know, not that anybody would go look there probably, but it's cool when you know where somebody lives and you can go fly right over where their house was. And I like flying over all the stuff where I used to go. Went down at Ellis Park. I stopped over there, did the action pause, or what is it called? Active pause, I guess is what they call it. Stopped that, and then went down with the drone where I could be right down there on the little league diamond where I played ball, and the swimming pool's right across the street. A lot of good memories back in them days from doing that stuff. Bill says he's good, no aches and pains to speak of. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Larry says, come look at mine, but I might have missed something. George says, GPS is great with autopilot. Set the waypoints, you fly there. Yeah. Yeah, I watch those guys that know what they're doing, and they just punch it all in, and the plane flies straight as an arrow till it gets to one of them waypoints, and then if it has to go left, it turns. Thing just turns left, just like somebody sitting in there doing it. Dave Mack says, when I was in the Navy, I once QA'd a flight simulator, set it on autopilot, and gave it a slow fuel leak. When it crashed, it was time to wake up. So you used it like an alarm clock then. Of course, that was after all the work was done. Oh, Larry says fly over my house. Well, Larry, I wouldn't want you to give me your specific. Well, I probably got your address anyway. I'll look it up and fly by, and I'll wave at you when I go by there. And I'll take a snapshot of what Microsoft Flight Sims thinks your house looks like, and then you can tell me when I show the picture whether it does or not, because it may not. A lot of things, they look pretty good. Like when you look at the Google Maps and do the satellite view overhead, and then you do the Microsoft Flight Sim and you get the satellite or do an overhead shot. It looks pretty much the same, but it's once you get down on the ground, because like I said the other day when I was over my old house where I grew up, just flying over at a couple thousand feet, it looks like, yeah, that looks like it. And the trees would all be right there because my parents planted trees back in 1960 when they first moved there. And of course, now they're all big, beautiful silver maples and stuff. So you can see those trees. And I've been by there, so I know what it looks like. It's beautiful yard. It's all shaded now and everything. But when you stop the plane and get in that drone and fly it down, it looks totally different because all the trees go away for some reason. So anyway, I am waiting for the Zatex from Pro Yoke from eBay, not working, so plenty of electric repairs to come. Yeah, I'm still hanging on waiting for the that honeycomb alpha, I think it is. I just hope I can get one once they get them back in stock. I'm going to be really, you know what, if I get the email and they say, hey, they're back in stock, and then I immediately go to the thing and they're gone, which I got a feeling that might happen. But yeah, say tech. I know what you're talking about, Bob. All right, guys. Well, it's time for me to go. I got to get heading to Home Depot. I hate going over there, but I gotta. So y'all have an awesome Thursday, and if you're not doing nothing tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, come hang out. We'll drink some more coffee. See y'all.